What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to be talking about my home defense as it was requested by a bunch of viewers. They were just curious what setup I use. But before we get started, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe. This week we're going to be doing stuff a little bit different. We're going to be doing some outdoor shooting videos. We're going to be reviewing the Stoeger Micro Compact outdoors, actually live fire, stuff like that. I love shooting outdoors. It's the best place to film. It's the best place to be. So I have lots of good shooting videos coming for you guys here soon. But anyways, you guys would probably think or assume that my largest handgun that I own is my home defense firearm, and that would be the Glock 45. Even though I love the Glock 45, it's also one of the only Glocks that has ever given me any malfunctions, even though that was a magazine issue, and it's ran flawless ever since. But for some reason, I just don't like this handgun as much as a couple other handguns that I own that are a bit smaller, but can still have as much capacity as they want. And what do I mean by that? They can hold up to 33+1 using OEM mags, and also 15+1 using OEM mags. And then we're also going to get into why I like these handguns in particular versus other handguns that I own. Why don't I just use my everyday carry? Why don't I have a flashlight on my everyday carry and just use that? We're going to break it all down. So let's get into it. The first handgun that has really grown on me and has actually become a home defense firearm for me is the XDM Elite. And this is the compact model. This is a 3.8-inch polymer striker fired handgun, but it does have all the bells and whistles. Now what's interesting about this handgun is, like I was saying, it takes Springfield Armory, makes a 36+1 magazine for it. Now do I use that for my home defense? No, but it is loaded and ready to go in what I keep my home defense in. But they make plenty of other magazines for this handgun that are larger, so that is how I use it for home defense. If I were to ever carry this handgun, this is the setup I would use, which would be 13+1 and 9mm. But this is one of those handguns out here that from the factory has capacity unlike any other handgun, especially for how small it is. Now I know a lot of people are going to mention Olight, and Olight gets a bad rep, which, you know, I can understand. But at the same time, just don't let them sit on the charger. Just charge them. Anything with lithium-ion batteries, rechargeable batteries, can be overheated. They can be left on the charger too long, or something goes wrong while on the charger, and that's when you get disaster. I have tons and tons of Olights. I have family members with Olights. Never a single issue. My handheld is an Olight. And what I've noticed is I do have Streamlight TLR7As, all sorts of stuff, right? What I noticed is when I went into my parents' backyard in Tennessee, and I actually took all my lights. I had like 3 lights with me, a Streamlight and 2 Olights. And I lit them up, and I just went through the woods with them, right? Long distance across a field to that tree line, all sorts of stuff. The Olights had the best light out of any of my other lights. I kid you not. This was the strongest, the brightest, and the best for shooting. And that's why I have the exact same Olight on my Glock 23, because my Glock 23 is my nighttime shooting setup. I just love it. I love that 40 capacity, a full grip on the handgun, a light, and then I have a Sealy Bear optic. And so when I go out in the woods, that is part of my bear defense. Even though it is in 40, I also carry a 29. But I absolutely love the handgun. It's a beast. But what I do notice while shooting is that Olight is the best light to get on target. And I don't make any money from Olight. I don't have any coupon codes, nothing like that. It's just from what I've actually experienced myself, comparing different lights. Now, as far as durability and what the best light is, it's Streamlight. It's definitely not Olight. But when it comes down to it, this light has been great. All my Olights have been great and flawless, and no reason to change. But anyways, other than that, the capacity, this light setup, this handgun handles recoil like an absolute beast. Look at that big, heavy slide. And I know those aren't night sights, but when you're using a light, you're going to be able to see your sights just fine. And honestly, if it's home defense, you're going to be point and shooting. It just is what it is. It's going to be quick reaction and letting that thing go. But on top of that, great sights if you are interested in that. Awesome serrations, awesome finish. Ergonomics are absolutely on point. On top of that, you have added safety benefits, right? You have a trigger safety, which is pretty common in a lot of handguns, but you also have this grip safety. Both have to be depressed in order for this handgun to go bang, and I sort of like that. Now, no optic on my home defense. I'm not the biggest fan of optics. When it's concealed carry, it's point and shoot. It's quick. It comes out of nowhere, that whole sort of thing. And if I ever have to use my sights, I'm great with iron sights. It's not that serious to me. But the XDM is just one of those handguns that'll run and run and run and will treat you well your whole life. Not a single malfunction through it. It eats every defensive ammo. And my home defense ammo is Gold Dot 124 grain. It is the best defensive ammo. It's a pinnacle defense ammo. Law enforcement's been using Gold Dots. It's just one of my favorite ammos that I can always trust my life with, especially out of a 3.8 inch barrel. But this handgun's recoil is unbelievable. There is none. So that is one of them. My next up has been my home defense for a while now, and it's one of my favorite. Once again, you're going to notice the Olight. But it's a Glock 19 Gen 3. Nothing special about this setup right here. Now the setup I normally have it in is with a 15 round OEM mag with a Millspin +5 base plate. That is my home defense mag. But if I'm going to carry it, which I actually did a couple times this winter, or just go shooting with it, I love this setup right here. It feels perfect. Got that Millspin base plate on there, a little bit of weight, help a little bit with recoil. I have awesome grip texturing on there, but because it's a Glock, you need that. But with Springfield Armory, you have awesome texturing on this handgun. No need for that grip tape. But yeah, these grips, Handle Ladder Series grips, work really well. Memory pads, and like I said, nothing simple. Everything's bone stock in this thing, other than that base plate, other than that back plate, and these sights. These are Ameriglow IDOT sights, and I absolutely love them. They are so accurate, and even when you are off a little bit, you're still center. You're never off left or right. You are always center with these sights. It's absolutely great. So if you're shooting a steel target that's 6 inches, you're not missing that thing. You are letting it go, and you are not missing. But this handgun is just one of those handguns that you feel good with. Even if you're not a Glock person, you know the reputation of the Glock 19. Even though if you're not a Glock person, you know how special the Glock 19 is. And then people always say, why do you carry a 30-year-old pistol being the Glock 26? Well, Glock 19, little brother, you know how it runs. It's been out for a long time. It just, that's what it is. It gives you a sense of hope. It gives you confidence is what I should say. You know nothing is going to happen. It's going to go bang every single time. Now, I've had multiple Glocks in my lifetime, whether it's a buddy's or someone who added a bunch of stuff to it. And I've had a couple malfunctions. I've had some malfunctions out of my Glock 28s, my Glock 45. But the Glock 19 is just one of those handguns that doesn't have issues. And I'm generally speaking, every brand, every model has issues. But what I mean is the least amount of lemons from the factory. This thing just runs until you literally beat the living crap out of it. You don't clean it for 5,000 rounds, and you absolutely gunk it up. But the Glock 19 is one of those handguns I tell everyone that they should get. I don't care what it is. When crap hits the fan, when you need to defend yourself, this is the pinnacle of self-defense firearms. You don't need an optic. You don't need a ported barrel. You don't need a compensated slide. You literally need a handgun that's going to go bang, and for your training to kick in when you need it to. So the Glock 19 is just fine for me. Yeah, it's a $500 Austrian pistol, or some are made in Georgia. Yes, it's a Gen 3. Yes, it has finger grooves. Yes, it's not optics ready. Yes, the sights are crap on it. But this thing's going to go bang. And I trust my whole entire life with it, my family's life. Even if it was just a 15+1 setup for home defense, this thing is the way to go. These two handguns right here are absolutely unbelievable when it comes to reliability. They're, lifetime as a duty pistol, which the XDM has actually been carried by different law enforcement agencies as well as law enforcement agencies in other countries. Two awesome handguns, great size. What's nice about them being compacts is they are small enough to basically fit in a lot of bedside safes. If you have kids, and you have a biometric safe or just a quick release safe, these are a great way to go. Absolutely love these handguns. Very comparable in size. Shootability, as far as recoil is concerned, I would say the XDM shoots a little smoother than the Glock 19, but there's just something about that Glock 19 with that grip angle, the way it feels in your hand, and every shot is going to go bang. Never a single issue with my 19. I've never shot a single 19 with an issue my whole entire life. This handgun is just meant to be a battle pistol. It is meant to be a pistol that's going to defend your life. That is the whole purpose of the Glock 19, and I'm all for it. Say what you want. It's not the greatest thing in the world, according to trends and hype and what's big now. But for me, this is all I need. Love the Glock 19. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.